Hi everyone. We are finally in our last week of American detective novels. Our last novel, The Blue Religion, I enjoyed a lot. I read a few of the short stories that we didn't have to read, but the serial killer I thought was interesting, though, and comical. It was quite humorous at times to see how Detective Donnelly handled himself. He was quite a funny character, but I don't really, the title, serial killer, I couldn't quite understand or grasp it with the story they were talking about regarding George and Fred sitting in the park, and how the birds might have been his victims as a serial killer, but I just didn't understand. Having my degree in criminology, that story just, I can see the funny part of it, but that one just didn't catch me very well. The Price of Love was a very touching story about a young boy who lost his father in the line of duty. That kind of surprised me a little bit with the mother and the uncle, and the selfishness of their behavior, which is how the father was killed in the line of duty. It surprised me a little bit that they were behind it, which I think this book, I know it's probably fictional, but it seems like some of the stories in it tend to come from a type of reality of the author's lives. Maybe it's someone they knew or things like that. The most touching story that I read was A Certain Recollection, where the officer had Alzheimer's, and that one really touched me the most, and I found it quite interesting how his triggers that brought back memories of when he was a detective was the sirens. That was, I really enjoyed that story. In all, throughout our 8 weeks, considering we had a week off, I enjoyed all the books we've read. I don't think I have read that much in a short amount of time, but it was quite enjoyable. And the one book that I didn't like very much was Lush Life, but it was still a good read. My favorite book was our first one, The Scent of Rain and Lightning. That book was more on my wavelengths of the type of books I read. But I enjoyed all the books, and I think I'm going to read more into Stephanie Plum's characters. I want to find out more on those, and V.I. Warshawski. I enjoyed her character as well. But either way, I enjoyed class with everyone, and I wish everyone luck in their future endeavors with whatever degree or master's they're working on. And it was a pleasure working with you and reading and watching all of your videos. So have a great holiday, and hopefully I'll see you guys in future classes. Thanks.